All right, this is evaluating expressions with one variable. Now, before we get started on some of the work and examples, there are a couple things we need to know. Evaluate just means to solve an equation. Expression is a mathematical phrase or mathematical sentence using numbers, operators. Operators are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and variables. And a variable is an unknown in an expression, usually denoted by a letter. Most commonly, you will see n, x, and y as the variables. So now that you have those few definitions, let's move on to a few examples. In this first example, it says evaluate when x equals 3. So this means solve when x, which is our variable, equals 3. So in the first example, A, we have 4 plus x. Now it says that x is 3. So what we want to do is we're just going to rewrite this equation, 4 plus, and we're going to turn x into 3 because we're evaluating when x equals 3. So from here we just solve 4 plus 3 is 7. So now we're moving on to B. Evaluate 3 minus x when x equals 3. So same thing, we're just going to plug 3 in for x. We're going to rewrite the equation 3 minus, and we know that x is 3. So now we have 3 minus 3, which is 0. In example C, we have negative 5x. It is to be noted that when you have a variable next to a number, that means that you are multiplying the variable and the number. So in this case, we're going to write negative 5, and then I'm going to use parentheses to signify multiplication. Negative 5 times 3. So be noted that when you have a variable next to a number, that means multiplication, and also parentheses between two numbers means multiplication. So now we have negative 5 times 3. I know it's a negative times a positive, so I know the answer is going to be negative. And then I have 5 times 3, which is 15. So negative 5x when x equals 3 is negative 15. In this third example, we have evaluate when x equals 3, and we have x divided by 6. Just be reminded that a fraction means divided by. So we can rewrite this as 3 divided by 6. And in this case, you can't do 3 divided by 6, but we can reduce this as a fraction. We could divide both sides by 3, both the top and bottom. And we, in this case, are going to get 1/2. So let's do another set of examples. This case, we have evaluate when z equals negative 4. So in this first case, we're going to turn z into negative 4. So we have negative 4 plus 4. These are opposites, so we know negative 4 plus 4 is going to be 0. In example B, we have 18 minus z. So we're going to do 18 minus negative 4. Now, minus a negative means to add, so I'm going to just rewrite this as 18 plus 4. So in this case, we get 22, positive 22. In this third example, we have 12z. Now remember, when we have a number next to a variable, that means we are multiplying them. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to rewrite it as 12 parentheses, meaning multiplication, negative 4. I have a positive times a negative, so I know the answer is going to be negative. And now I have 12 times 4, which is 48. So the answer is going to be negative 48. And in this last example, we have z over 2, which means z divided by 2, because remember, when you have a number over another number, as in a fraction, it literally means to divide. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative 4, because that's what z is, divided by 2. In this case, we have a negative divided by a positive, so I know the answer is going to be negative. And I have 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So the answer here is negative 2.